Welcome back to Be Rich. Yesterday was a historic day because after 1990, that is 33 years, for the first time, the yen crashed past 150 yen to a dollar. There was a time when yen was less than 100 to a dollar, and it has now reached 150 to a dollar. This kind of level has not been seen since 1990. This is indeed historic. This is a 33-year low in the history of Japan. And in those days, Japan was accused of manipulating the currency. But here, this is not manipulation. This is a real problem. Japan does not have any demand. And since there is no demand, there are no cost of increased wages. And because wages are not increasing, prices have not increased. In spite of surging global energy prices and even imported food inflation, Japan's core inflation has been mild. In spite of running an ultra loose monetary policy for all these years, Japan has not yet seen meaningful recovery. Core inflation is very low, and more importantly, wage inflation is nearly zero. For a very long time, Japanese have not yet increased salaries at the rate at which they should have. And because salaries are not going up, there is no growth, no spending, and the ultra loose monetary policy has meant that people are now hiding money inside mattresses because government policies have meant that interest rates remain zero on savings and fixed deposits. All these simulations have been tried and have not worked, and therefore, in spite of surging inflation, Japan has weak or little no demand. This is causing a problem because the Japanese central bank is unable and unwilling to tighten because they feel that the nascent recovery may vanish if rates are tightened. So Japan is running an ultra loose monetary policy, whereas intervening to buy bonds and at the same time keeping rates very low. This year, in spite of record inflation, they have kept rates extremely low. And because rates are extremely low and nearly 0%, while US bonds are getting between 4 to 5%, money is flowing away from Japan into other overseas markets where interest rates are more soluble. And because the American rates today are more than 4%, most Japanese are willing to hold US Treasury. There has been a double bonanza for people owning Japanese, Japanese who are holding US Treasury. The rates of return are at 4%, and at the same time, there's a 23.5% depreciation in the value of the yen. So, somebody who has kept money in US Treasury from Japan is straight making 25 to 26%. Also, for people who are still working in Japan, wages have simply not gone up at the way they are supposed to. This has meant people spend less and there is no imported inflation, and this has meant that Japan is caught in a vicious cycle ever since 1990, where if the yen loses value, interest rates are very low and there is a flight in capital. Who is the winner in this? People who saw this coming and who made the investment in Japanese companies are real winners. One such winner is the great Warren Buffett. In some time during the middle of last year, he understood that inflation in America is going to be a sticky problem and will take enough interest raises. What he did is he arranged for a no recourse, very cheap loan from worth billions of dollars from Japanese banks and took that money and bought 5% stake into five of the Japanese major corporations like Mitsubishi, Mitsui. All these five corporations have had long working relationships with Berkshire Hathaway and had a dividend yield of more than 5% at that time. What Buffett did was borrow money from Japanese banks at 0% and use that money to 5% in all major conglomerates of Japan. And the dividend yield being what it is between 4.5 to 6% from dividend itself. The interest on loans could be serviced and a small amount of principal repaid. Therefore, there was no question of his solvency. Ever since he made that bet, the value of the yen has gone only one way, and that is south. And because the yen has lost 25% of the value, and if Buffett, from the time Buffett invested, his investments is up 25% only because the yen is 25% cheaper. The other major advantage for him is he is leveraged in China, where interest rates were extremely low, and therefore he had access to cheap working capital, which he used to buy several companies. Today, Buffett, who borrowed in Japan using a corporate bond, has now got money locked for less than a percent for several years, while he enjoys huge returns in both in terms of fixed deposit. This is a master stroke because while the yen has depreciated against the dollar, the the whole shareholding in the long term will also gain the 25%, and therefore it will, in matter of time, Buffett will be able to close out his position, because if the yen goes to 175, yen 175 yen, for every dollar paid he is going to make a huge profit. These are the kind of deals that Buffett makes, spotting an opportunity long before any of us can think of it. Thank you for watching Be Rich. If you like this video, hit the like button, press the subscribe button, and turn on the bell notification. If you do not turn on the bell notification, you will not be notified every time we put out a video. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written two books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.